Easter seems to be a lot of mixed upness in society. People don't know what they celebrate, what they worship. Easter, the name comes from the ancient name Ostara, to do with fertility and life. You see how the resurrection story plays into that. So we've got Jesus, rabbits, chocolate, and eggs. In this country, we have hot cross buns, which come out at this time, except that they're not generally hot. You buy them in packets in shops. So the cross, yeah, but not the traditional cruciform version of it, more like a plus sign. And it is definitely a bun. I can testify to that. The resurrection myth was not a new mythos when what we are calling Christianity adopted it. It is a pagan concept that has existed for many thousands of years before the Jesus character supposedly inhabited this earth. And you can cross-reference the whole creation myth against ancient stories. There are many deities, demigods, if you want to call it. There are different pantheons from different eras before Christ, BC. And the resurrection is part of that. You know, the virgin birth, the death and resurrection. Tale as old as time, just repackaged and repurposed to fit the masses and the culture of the time. But it all relates back to early paganism. Sun god worship. And you can see this in the Roman Catholic tradition, how very, very pagan it all is. Some of the rituals. Islam is moon worship. Al is another name for God. Al and El. A very historic name. And La was a moon god. But Easter, the Easter bunny bringing eggs. Do you ever wonder whether certain data has been implanted into the consciousness of humankind just to confuse us and to muddy the waters of belief and possibility, to disturb our ability to accept that magic is real? We have these fantasy characters that are rooted in something substantial and old, such as the Easter Bunny, Father Christmas, the Tooth Fairy. To get children to infect their imagination and to cause us to lie to each other and to our children. I remember being very excited about being able to wake up on Easter Sunday and find the chocolate eggs that had been hidden by my parents. But mostly it was just about having chocolate, because sugar was very important to me as a child, even though I didn't really understand that I was trapped in some supply and demand addiction. So how did we drift so far away from what is essentially the celebration of life and new growth, fertility? This is where rabbits come into it, right? Because rabbits, they are known to breed and multiply. Eggs obviously also represent the conception of life. But now we're just in this consumerist nightmare where there's one special day where you get to exceptionally allow your children to poison themselves. Yeah. That's not life. That's inverted. White rabbit. Alice in Wonderland. I was just saying words then because I got distracted by these bunny ears on my head. So actually, this is just a message really to speak on this time of reflection and maybe reflect on how we have gone through our own cycles of death and rebirth within the past 12 months, and how now we are welcoming in the light, the sun, the growth, the recovery. Last winter was a tough decade, but better times are here. Green, green grass. God bless you. Don't eat too much chocolate.